It is currently 12:30 p.m. ish on Monday afternoon. And Jay-Z has just walked out 5 minutes ago for his Sunday night concert, Extra Innings. The fact that the concert had the nerve to be called Extra Innings and you came out 7 hours late. What time did Jay-Z actually walk out for the concert last night?
I started seeing comments around 12:20, 12:25. It's about to start.
Because I was asleep. I couldn't.
Yeah, you were asleep. I actually was watching it live on TikTok for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was crazy late.
So there was some kind of security breach. There were allegedly 10,000 people stuck outside of Yankee Stadium waiting for Jay-Z's concert on a Sunday night. This was his third show. Allegedly, somebody rushed the door and things got a little heated, and somehow that led to hours. People waited online hours. I don't know what time the show was supposed to start. I think 8.
8. They opened up the doors at 5, I believe, and they encouraged people to start lining up at 4.
I saw everyone tweeting, texting, posting. Yo, it's been 2 hours, 3 hours. Most of them had Timbs on. I'm from New York. I love Timbs like the next person, but it's the last thing I want on my feet if I'm waiting outside for 4 hours.
That was ridiculous. I heard that they closed all the gates except for one, and that's why it was taking people so long.
There was celebrities out there.
Yep.
It didn't look so Fab for Fab. Charlemagne the God was out there looking like he could have used God.
I didn't see that.
He was out there. Who else was there? There was a couple of them stuck out there.
Well, ASAP went with his daughter, which was like a giveaway that Rihanna was about to perform that night.
They were giving away the daughter?
No, I said it was.
About to say, you gotta tell me these things. We have to stay on top of the news. Yeah, ASAP was out there stuck. There was a lot of people out there stuck. And as somebody who has been a Jay-Z fan for many of years, I did not feel sorry for not one of you. Not a single person did I feel sorry for.
Why not?
Because I'm a hater. And I wanted to be there.
You didn't want to be there that bad because I asked you if you wanted to go because I was on the pre-sale line.
Listen, I'm from Brooklyn. I grew up listening to Jay-Z as much as anybody. Yeah, I know this about me. I had no desire to be there. I got love for Jay, what he's done for hip hop. I have absolutely no desire. I don't know if this is an age thing. I don't know if this is getting older. I am just not that much of a fan of anything or anyone.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over it. I couldn't do it.
I feel like if we would have been there, we would have left. But I mean, it was the most star-studded lineup yesterday, so I guess it was worth it, right?
Yeah.
Because the second night didn't get Beyonce. Rihanna was there, Tiana Taylor, Usher, Clips, Jay-Z, and Jeezy.
Yeah, mad people. Hove just collecting celebrities. Jeezy canceled his entire concert to be there.
Seriously?
Yeah. I didn't want to be there. I was fine not being there, but when I saw everybody dressed in their New York attire, when I saw the Timbs, when I saw the Yankees jerseys, when I saw the Yankees fitteds, when I saw the energy, I was like, damn. Nah, damn. I'm not there.
I have a few friends that went. How
am I not there? So I laid in my bed just smiling ear to ear at everybody who was stuck in line. I was a top tier hater last night. But I guess Jay-Z finally did come out at about 12:30. Concert couldn't have ended till 3 a.m.
Right. So some people had to probably go straight to work or more than 30. How many people attended that concert?
I don't know. Quite a few. And I hope y'all all hungover.
Or called out of work.
Tired. Backs hurt. Because half y'all my age. You know, right?
And older.
And older with Timbs on for 4 or 5 hours. You know damn well you are too old to have Timbs on for that long. Be out there standing in a line. It's all hurting for you. I know it's all hurting. Your back hurt. Your legs hurt. Your knees hurt. All of y'all woke up this morning.
I do think it was worth it.
All right. Well, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So let me stop hating and get to partying. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Mo. It didn't ring like
M
I
to the
thought.
OE.
M to the OE. Welcome to In the Moment.
I'm in the moment. Stay in the moment. Yeah, hey, look, check. I'm in the moment. They try to hold me down, I just re-up and then I just reload it. Yeah, hey, look, just stay in the moment.
All right. I have a really great story lined up for y'all today. I want to tell you about a part of my life where I think it's very relatable to what Big Tigger is currently going through, because I want to pose the question, what really happens when someone lies on your character or hurts your character? Do you ever truly recover? I don't think you do, and I have some stories that'll prove to you that you don't. Do you think that you ever recover truly?
It's hard, but I do think that there's a possibility that you can recover. You just have to prove yourself a lot of the time.
And I want to get into that, right? Because I'm going to tell a story that I've only told on Patreon, and I told it about a year ago, and I'm going to tell it here today. But I was reminded of this not only because of the Big Tigger story, but also because of the pool guy who came to the house. And it was funny because as soon as I came out, his whole demeanor changed. And I wasn't sure why.
Neither was I. I was a little confused.
It was confusing. And then he was like, he kind of looked, he stuck his hand out, introduced himself to me. I stuck my hand out. I said, I'm Mo. And he was like, I'm sorry you're not on the show anymore. It came out real awkward. Like, and I didn't know what to do with it. So we just stood there and awkwardly laughed at each other for what felt like an eternity.
It sure did.
There's this awkward silence, and I'm like, well, technically no one is, but I appreciate it. Thank you, I suppose. And it caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, but apparently he was a long-time listener to the show that I was on, and he really misses me being on that show. But he said to me, when the show ended, I went and looked. You know, I went through your page. I went to your podcast. I was all over the place trying to find out what happened, searching for answers. And it reminded me of so many people, because I've spoken about this. I'm like, so many people, and I'm not necessarily saying he did this, but so many people wanted to know what happened with me at a certain point in my life and just was checking on me crazy. Remember we talked about this?
Yep.
And felt like I didn't give them the tea. So then they just was like, hell with me, and then just started talking shit about me. And I'm like, all right, that's one way to see it and to handle it. But I do want to say to all of the supporters, all of the people who support me, y'all have to hear something that they don't, because for obvious reasons, no, I have not come out and tried to tear down a village. But I've certainly told a lot of stories and experiences where if you're listening, it's there. And that's all I'll say. And for those who stick around for that and more, like my well-being, things like that, I just want to say thank you. Because, the way that he said it, I don't think he meant it like that, right?
I don't think so either.
He was a cool guy. I wasn't offended or anything like that. It just was funny to me because that's how my comedic mind works, right? When you say, yeah, when it all went down, I was checking on you. I was trying to figure out what happened. I really wanted to know. I ain't heard from you since, but like, stop checking as soon as you ain't talk. Like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's there. And either way, it's all good. However you come, you do come. But the moment of him recognizing me and then telling me that he also does Shaq's pool, that told me that our relationship was going to be very short-lived. Hey, yeah, we might not have any business doing business. You know what I'm saying? I don't have quite the number of endorsements that Shaq has. I might be 2 or 3 short. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Nah, but shout out to my man. Shout out to Shaq. And shout out to y'all for being here. My name is Mo Mitch. I am the host of In the Moment. The producer is riding with me as always.
Hey.
This is episode 302.
You know, actually touching on what you just said, that Netflix trend that you posted last week was hilarious. And I know you don't look at the comments, but I did.
Uh-huh.
And some people just like, I don't get them. Like, why are you even here?
For the drama?
Exactly. But you know what? Someone told them off, which I was very happy about.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
I missed all of this?
You missed all of it.
What happened?
I don't even remember. She said something along the lines of, "Oh, here you go again." Like, just tell it or don't say anything at all. Something along those lines.
I didn't say anything.
Right? Exactly. It was a trend. And that's what a few people said that. And then someone else stepped in and said a few extra words. And she was pretty much going in on her. And then it just disappeared. Or I don't see it anymore because I did go back to check to see what was going on.
They probably deleted it after somebody aired them out.
Right. It was like, because to me, it's like, why are you even following him? So that's exactly what the woman said. And she came back and was like, I didn't even know I was following him. He just popped up on my page. Okay, you post every week.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
and
right.
it's not like you have videos that go viral. So it's not like they're not seeing it. I mean, yeah, it was just...
But see,
annoying.
When you see moments like that, though, that should show you how much a supporter. Some people are supporting with love. Some people are supporting with hate. Either way, it's support. She's a fan.
Right.
And it's okay. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. And I feel like you may also feel like, well, why don't you say anything like me, right? Because I see it. I could have said something. But there was this one time I was going to say something, and I was so frustrated, I guess. And I had a discussion with my friend, and my friend was like, do you see Beyonce commenting back to on these haters? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, no, don't even address them. I was like, you know what? You're right. Let me take a step back, and I try not to see or read them, but sometimes I do.
Feeding into that for what? You know what I'm saying? Somebody is too ignorant to realize that it's a trend. And people are doing it for all types of things. And mine wasn't even specific to anything. It was real generic. It's just like my whole life is a movie. It really is.
Exactly.
And you mad. You somewhere mad about the fact that I posted a Netflix trend. Like, look at what people get mad about. Then you commented. Then you got mad at people commenting at you. So you trying to defend the fact that you fought because they making you look crazy. Now listen. This is my point.
They make themselves look crazy.
But I love that I've reached a point in my career where I don't have to respond because there are people who will respond for me. I have always wanted to be at that space of knowing that there are people who will have my back when I don't even see it. So thank y'all if you're the person who responded. With that being said, so Big Tigger has been in the news obviously a lot lately, and with us doing radio in Georgia, it's even bigger here, and the industry is small. It's the radio industry, especially the morning radio part of the industry. It's very, very small. Every time I would go to these conferences or to these networking events, you'd realize just how small it is. Things get around really fast, word spreads quickly, and people are always looking to put themselves in position to take someone else's place, waiting for you to drop the ball so that they can pick the ball up. That's how this thing goes. It's dog eat dog, and I've learned a lot in my time in this industry. And seeing Tigger go through this it's relatable on certain levels as someone that's in morning radio, as someone that's in the industry, as someone who has done a morning show, as someone who has been in the light of public scrutiny, as someone who has had to face stories that hit the light of the public first before you could speak to it and tell your truths. And now you're stuck dealing with that. Whether you think Tigger is innocent or guilty in this situation, either way, it shows you how 30 years or more of building a reputation can be tainted or tarnished in minutes. I used to think that the hardest part of having a reputation is building it. It's not. It's realizing how quickly someone you may not even know can tell a story about you, or someone you may not even be that fly with can tell a story about you, and it can damage years and years and years of hard work. And I thought about this when we were at the Neo concert over the weekend and saw Tigger. He was there and he made an announcement to the crowd. And it hit me that through this, you still have to show face and try your best to patch up any damage that's currently being done to your reputation. I was listening to a lot of people's takes on this situation, and outside of the one that Joe Budden had of where he asked why Tigger was married to this woman in the first place, because she's clearly got a few things going on. Most of the consensus seemed to be, we can't believe this from Tigger, right? Like, he's had all of these years on TV, all of these years being around women, and we have never heard a peep about him. And I started to think how difficult that actually is to do, to pull off in a world where everybody is so quick to tell stories, everybody is so quick to exaggerate, everybody is so quick to lie, to go all of these years and have a reputation that speaks before you enter the room, of where people believe you to just be a good, solid person, if nothing else. And to do it in this industry, especially in this time, it's just not the easiest thing to do.
How do you think he pulled it off?
You know what? That's a good question, because you don't choose everybody that you're around, right? You can choose your circle, you can choose your spouse, but when it comes to work, you can't choose everybody that you're going to be around,
Right.
that you have to work with. And sometimes those relationships end up getting tangled, and a few of them I look back on and I don't see how I could have avoided it. You know? Sometimes I think you get lucky and you get around good people, and as long as you keep your side of the street clean, you won't have anything to worry about. But maybe he just is that good of a person to where he's never rubbed anybody the wrong way. I never known Tigger to be very opinionated.
I didn't even know he had a morning show, if I'm honest, until I think all this came out.
Yeah, he just was solid, and he just stayed under the radar all of these years. And however he's done it, salute. But now you get here and you find yourself in this domestic dispute, and now it seems as if the tides have changed, the tables have turned, and this woman is now being arrested for kidnapping because she has a child that is not accounted for since 2019. And when police came to her and asked her questions about it, she couldn't produce the child. You have a child that you cannot produce from 2019, and you out here trying to destroy this man's career as if you don't have anything else to be worried about. The priorities seem off in that to me. I don't know how Tigger missed the signs, or maybe he didn't miss them. I don't know. But obviously we've spoken about how I've seen a lot of that. Oh, he should have considered her past. Now he should have considered her past. People be killing me when I say that you should consider somebody's past. Now you should. Another thing, what Joe Budden went viral for saying, yo, why would Tigger choose her? And I do get it, right? I thought it was funny. And he was brave enough to say it. But I think a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men don't necessarily marry the love of their life, or the woman that they were madly in love with, or even the one that they would have chose. A lot of the time, they marry the woman that's there when they're ready to settle down, whomever that may be. When the timing just aligns, they marry her.
That's what you hear a lot of people say.
I think that's true a lot of the time. And if they had a choice, maybe they wouldn't be there. I don't know if I just made an argument for one of y'all listening today. If I did, I'm sorry. But ladies, if you're listening and you're married, not him. I'm not talking about him. All right? I'm talking about all of the other women that don't listen to this podcast. I do believe that. I do think that's what we're kind of seeing here. But I do also feel like even with this, even with us now learning that her character is questionable and seeing the video and feeling like even that's a bit questionable from what she explained happened, I don't think this ever goes away for him. I don't think he's ever truly looked at the same. I think this is a tarnish on his image and it taints his record. And I don't know if that's fair. Right? A lot of the time, we build people's reputations off of rumors and not just years of work. And that bothers me because I've faced that a couple of times in my career. I'll tell you a story. I believe I told this on Patreon, but I don't think I ever told it here. This was years ago. I was new to this job and no good deed goes unpunished. Caught myself trying to do the right thing. We were doing this goodness thing where everyone on the team would do something good for someone who supported the show, right? And I am not going to lie to y'all. When this is the kind of honest I should never be. But I love y'all. I don't care. Yo, when they first came to me with the idea, like, hey, we're going to do this, whatever it was. Say it was like 250 days of goodness. My first thought was, 250 days?
Not 2 weeks.
Like, damn. That's a lot of good, right? All right. So I'm like, hey, how we divvy this up? Because that's a lot of ground to cover. I'm a pretty good person. I ain't that damn good. Hey, y'all can't judge me for that. How many of y'all got 250 good days in you?
I don't
in
think
1 year?
anyone's.
Who got that many damn good days? Show me your life. If you got 250 of them on any given year, I'm still working on 250 out of all these years combined, right? So I'm like, all right, this is a lot of good, but I'm with it. Let's knock it out. Well, I'm crying. You got me crying here today. So you got to come up with different things to do, right?
You yourself, they didn't provide different ideas?
No, you did. Like it was both.
Okay.
You'd come together as a team. Sometimes you get emails, you get calls, you get ideas. Sometimes you'll pitch them to somebody else. Like, yo, I saw this. Somebody's looking for this. It was whatever people were looking for. It could have been, I need help promoting my business. It could have been, there's a spider in the house that I can't reach and I'm afraid of spiders. Like, that's where it got a little crazy. Right around that part, right? So, of course, there was this one story. It was a woman who said she was going through a divorce. And I don't remember her full story, but I remember it being touching. She was going through it. She was having a moment in life. It appeared. So the email, for whatever reason, comes to me. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall. I kind of saw the play. Because it was sob story, right? And it was a touching one. And then it was like, I guess I'm saying all that to say, I want to meet Mo. I'm like, all right. And again, young, kind of naive to this whole thing, trying to figure it all out.
Or were you dating someone at that time?
Yes. I was single. Yeah, I was single at this time. It was kind of perfect timing because there was a winery. I forget the name of this winery, but it was like one of the more popular wineries in Georgia. And they invited me to come check out the winery. And they had comedy shows there. It's not City Winery, but they had comedy shows there. They had a lot of events there. And they were like, yo, we might want to partner with you. Come check us out at some point. I was already going, and I'm like, yo, I have an idea. So at the time, I had a co-host on In the Moment, Most of y'all, if y'all listen, y'all know who she is. I told her this is around the time where her and I are hanging out heavy. So I told her, yo, I'm going to go anyway. How about we invite this listener and we all go together? It's like two birds with one stone. We were already going to have a good time. We invite her out, did some goodness, and had a good time. So she's like, I think that's a great idea. So they got in contact with her and told her she could bring someone and that I was going to be at this winery for whatever it was. I think it was going to be an hour or two. That's what the initial plan was. I'm at the winery chilling, and she gets there mad late. I think to the point where if I was supposed to be there for 2 hours, an hour's already gone. She shows up. She shows up with her friend. Cool. You don't know this story, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay. So everything seems to be going fine at first. I'm like, order what you want. You can order all of these different types of beers. It's every kind of beer you can think about. They got THC beer in here, all types of stuff, right? It's going down.
What about wine?
Everything.
Okay.
Wine, beer, whatever you want, you can drink. It's all on the house. And so they're coming to me like, yo, Mo, shots. What's up? What we doing? Now, the owner of the winery, they was like, she's got a hold of the fact that you're here. She about to take the day off and come drink with you. She's a big fan. At some point, the owner goes, you know what? We're having something at the house. Do y'all want to come? So I'm like, I don't think so. I think I'm going to head out. So then I kind of see a look, though, on my co-host's face. I'm like, what happened? She's like, yo, she got a mansion. I said, word? I ain't know that part. She said, yeah, let's just go at least check it out. I said, okay. All right, I got time to check out a mansion. So now it's the awkward moment of, do we invite the listener? Because she said it in front of her. So do we invite you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do we invite the person we invited? Now, here's where I think I made a mistake. The answer should have been no. It should have been, our time was our time.
Nice to know you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Wishing you all the best, right? Me being me, everybody come. What's the problem? I don't know anybody here. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go turn it up together, right? So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say I remember my co-host said, I don't think this is the best idea. And I'm like, yo, listen, we ain't going to be there for 30 minutes anyway. It's cool. If she don't mind these people being in the house, who am I to mind it? So we get there. Her crib is fire. It is like fire. Straight out of a movie. Refrigerator is hidden. You think it's nothing but cabinets, then the fridge pop out. Boom. Oh. Everything glass, ceiling to floor, tennis court, basketball court. There's a farm. I mean, this house is incredible. So I get there. She's like, what you want to drink? She pull out a bar, right? Of course. She has her bar was crazy. So I said, I think I'll stay for a drink. So now I'm having a drink. I find myself doing the thing I never do. Just walk around somebody's house I don't know. I was like, I'm never getting invited back here. I'm going to experience the house. I start walking around the house. I'm not going to lie to you. I did. I started getting lost on purpose, going in rooms I didn't have no business in. And then I kind of heard the commotion. But I don't really know what's going on, but I know I need to be over there. It's kind of like when you listening to a soccer game in Spanish. It's like you don't know what they saying, but the energy get a little, and you like, oh, you got to run to the TV. So I had to run downstairs. So I get over there, and she's crying. The woman we invited is crying, and they're kind of circling her. And at first, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know if it was a rap battle. I didn't know what was going on. But then when I got closer, I'm like, oh, she's crying. So I'm like, what happened? Everybody good? And they're like, oh, she's having a moment. She's just having a moment. So I'm like, all right, is there anything I can do? And they're like, no. So then the owner grabs me and pulls me to the side. She's like, it's woman stuff. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Handle it. All right, y'all got it. So I go to my co-host and I'm like, yo, this is one of those times where it's like never the right time to say goodbye. Like something, you know what I mean? But I want to go now. I'm ready. And she's like, oh, no, it's cool. Let's just take off. So I go over and tell everybody, hey, nice to meet everybody. I hope y'all end up having a good night. I was awkward leaving them at the owner's house, but I don't know the owner either. Like, what I'm going to do, right? So I give her a hug. I tell her I hope everything works out. You know, it was nice to meet her. She thanks me for everything. In my mind, we met. You came to the winery. You got to drink for free. You kicking it with your friend. I'm leaving you here in this mansion with this woman. Like, this has been a great day. That's a great few hours. This was supposed to be we have a couple drinks and be out.
Right. It was a great experience.
Turned into a fire adventure, right? So that was it. Take off. Don't think anything of it. No harm, no foul. We move on to the next goodness, kindness, whatever it is thing that we're doing. Next thing I know, somebody asking me to come into the office.
What?
I'm like, huh? I don't know what exactly was said, but she made it seem like she had the absolute worst time with me ever. And I was so baffled because the experience that they were telling me she had was not even close to the experience that I witnessed her have. I was so attentive to this woman. I made sure she was okay the entire time. When we went to the house, I asked her, is this something you want to do? You don't have to, but she's invited all of us. She's like, no, I would love to. It's like the energy that she had was so different from the story that was presented to me. So I found myself in a bind because I'm a man. I'm in a space where men are not listened to or trusted, especially when the story go out first and it's from a woman. This looks horrible on me. This is my first real lesson with this. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, I know the truth. I got God on my side. I ain't tripping. But that's not what gets around.
Right. So did they ask you what happened first, like for your statement, or they just came and told you like, so this is what she's saying?
They asked me, was there anything that happened that they should be concerned about, I believe. And I was like, I was thoroughly confused.
Was this like the next day, a few weeks later?
I want to say this was the next day.
Oh, wow.
The next day. And I really started trying to think to myself, like, damn, did I miss something? Because I was the most sober one there by far. And I'm telling you, like, there was literally nothing. So the only thing that saved me, I truly believe, was that my co-host was there. If she wasn't there, and it truly was like her word versus mine, I don't know how that plays out.
Did they speak to the manager? Did they get?
Yeah, they spoke to that. That helped me as well. But the fact that it became a conversation about it, right? So they had to speak. They took my statement, which was exactly like what the manager gave and exactly like what my co-host gave. And I think it was easier for them to receive that I was telling the truth because there were other women backing me and there were multiple people backing me. Whereas her story was just from her. In fact, I don't know how this happened. By the grace of God, this happened. The friend somehow found out that this was happening and they spoke to the friend about it. And the friend backed my story. Like,
wow.
That was when they let it go. And they was like, okay. But again, this is a situation where now I could feel the looks change. You know what I'm saying? Right. I could feel people judging me, their energy different toward me. This particular situation didn't make the public airways, but it got around. And this is when I'm like new. I'm still fairly new at this point, so I haven't even got an opportunity to truly build my reputation as much as I would like to have. And here this is happening. Someone's trying to tear it down. I still, to this day, I don't know what I did to this woman. I don't know where this energy came from. I don't know what her deal was. When we spoke about it behind the scenes, the only thing that the owner and my co-host could really think might have happened was the complete opposite of what she was saying. That in the entire time, that was her energy. That's what she wanted. She wanted it to turn into something possibly between us, and that wasn't ever there. So it's like, did that upset her? Was she offended by that? Was that what she meant by I was ignoring her? Because I wasn't with her the entire time. I wasn't sitting there like, I'll be honest, like, no, we spoke at the bar for maybe 30 minutes until the owner was like, "Are we leaving?" And then when we got to her house, I was all over the place. You know what I mean? I was doing my thing.
Right.
Talking to the co-host, moving around, kind of hosting at a house that wasn't mine. But I don't know where it came from. I genuinely don't. And she followed me after that and everything. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever.
Maybe she was just going through some emotional stuff from
Maybe.
her divorce.
Maybe. If it were true, right? I don't know what was true and what wasn't at that time.
Right, because what if she was lying about that?
It could have been a play, or to get me in a room. I don't know, but it taught me a couple valuable lessons. One, I knew to always have a woman in the room when you're dealing with other women. Always. Like, that's so important. As a man, you got to have someone recording. You got to have, like, you need the evidence on your side. And I learned that early, to the point where I think it's rare, if you think about it, that you'll hear people say anything about me, and if it's negative, I bet you they can't back it up. I bet you they can't, because I'll have evidence that'll prove differently. And that's what saved me in its next story. So I learned from the first story how important your reputation is, number one, and two, how difficult it is to come out on the other side of it when someone is trying to tarnish it. Now, with this particular woman, I don't know if it was personal or not with the first one. I don't know what that was. Being in radio long enough has taught me that, you have enemies that you never met. Like, for real. Real enemies. People that absolutely hate you. want the worst for you. Want bad things to happen to you. And you don't even know they exist. Like, this is a thing. And so you learn as you go. And I'm now trying to recover, or at least I feel like this, right? Because I'm always judging myself the most. And now I feel like I have to recover from this, because this woman tried to paint me as the guy who can't be around a woman and there not be a situation. And I'm like, I did that out the kindness of my heart, the goodness of my heart, if you will. And that's how you repay me. That's what ends up coming from it. But no good deed goes unpunished, as we know, right? So, boy, have I had a career of battling for my reputation, come to think of it. But I'll share one more story. I'm on a different show at this time, right? I've been on a few shows in my life. And there's this one person in particular who just had a problem with me. And I think I might know what it really was, but I can't say it because it's going to make me sound away. But I knew that there was something different about trying to do radio with this person, because everything was personal. Everything, like, if I said something, give me a celebrity that you might like.
Beyonce.
All right, if I said something about Beyonce, right? If I said, I ain't gonna lie, I've been hearing that they said her breath stink, and I got close enough the other day, and let's just say you rather her sing from a distance. And you really be mad at me throughout the day. What's happening?
But I don't even know her, so why would I be mad at you?
That was how I felt. But there was certain opinions I would have to where she would have a problem with this. Like, I could see it. I could see her mood change for the rest of the morning because I had an opinion that she didn't like. And when I was approached about this, yo, sometimes this stuff is just, it's like I have to laugh because it still upsets me sometimes. I was approached, right? And they said, hey, you know, she was crying the other day. I was like, about what? Well, I don't know, you know, but you had said something on the air. You know, she feels like you're a bit opinionated sometimes.
Isn't that what radio is about?
I was so confused. How do you do radio without being opinionated? Like I swear to y'all, this is one of them times in my life, I thought it was a prank. I was like, nah, I literally said to the person, I said, nah, you didn't just say opinionated. Like, is this a joke? And they were like, nah. And the person is telling me, it's like, no, you're right. Like, I get it. You're not wrong. But maybe there's a way that you can do it to where it does. And I was like, I don't know what you're saying to me. I don't even feel like I'm that bad. My opinions may ruffle some feathers. But in this moment, I felt like this dude was trying to say I'm Howard Stern or somebody. Like, I'm saying crazy stuff. I'm like, if I don't think Saweetie could rap, like, how is that personal? I just don't think she can rap. Like,
Were they friends?
In her mind. I don't know. But things like this, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to do radio without being opinionated. Like, I genuinely don't know how to do that. Do you want me to lie? Like, I thought that was good for radio. It's banter, right? You have one opinion, I have the other. Let's debate it. Let's figure it out. I don't know how to come in here and just lie. Everything that glitters is gold. Everything is wonderful. Everything is awesome. Like, I don't. That's not who I am. That's not who y'all hired. Who y'all hired me to be. So, sometime in these rooms, there are people who are just uncomfortable, like any other job, right? You get into the rooms with some people, they just like they uncomfortable for whatever reason. And then sometimes you got to work with people whose level, their maturity level may be separate from yours, maybe a little different from yours. Imagine you go into a room, you working with somebody, and y'all have to talk to each other. Y'all have to communicate. Y'all have to converse in order to make this thing go. You go into the room, they done put all the computers up to where y'all can't see each other on purpose because you had an opinion ain't like. This is the type, just imagine this.
So you would get under their skin pretty much for just existing.
I think so.
So it wasn't even about your opinion anymore. They just despised you for existing.
It was connected to something deeper. It was connected to something deeper. And it was always like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There was the part where my ex did something that was really, really stupid. And I paid for that. And I mean, I left her literally after this. So it ain't like I approved of it, but I paid for it. And then it got worse. And then that's the part where I was always confused. If we work together and your boyfriend come up here and he get, you know, his attitude, which I do want to tell the details of this story, but I have to save it for Patreon. But if he come up here with attitude, you can't control him. I wouldn't take that out on you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that might have had something to do with it as well. And then it became this level of get back type thing. But
did she feel humiliated because it happened in front of people?
Maybe. And rightfully so. If she did, I wouldn't have been happy about it. I guess because of my experiences in life, I have seen a jealous woman or two. So I have a different level of understanding to it, maybe. And I don't even want to say that. I've seen a jealous person or two. I've had men who were insecure in their relationship believe that there was something going on with me and their woman and react a way that told me this has nothing to do with her. This is him. I've been here. In fact, I told a story in DC on stage about how me and my man Coast, who got engaged that night, I fought a whole fraternity of men, and he had to help me, all because this dude swore that his girl was hollering at me, and she wasn't at all. She was just speaking. But I'm saying that to say I've seen this. I've seen this enough to know that's not always because somebody put them up to it. Some people just that damn jealous and insecure. They see another attractive person in the room. To be honest, I'm flattered when that happens. That's the difference between this person and myself. She was offended. She was offended and insulted by the fact that it happened. And I can't tell her how to react. The same way I couldn't tell my ex how to react. I can't tell any of them what to do. All I could do is get the hell out of there once I realized it's a place I'm not supposed to be. And that's what I did. But I understand that you can't control these things, right? So I would not have taken that out on my coworker. I'm really thinking to myself, not in recent times, but I've had jobs. Yeah, homie approached me at Best Buy.
What happened at Best Buy?
There was a woman that worked there, and she was in a rough situation, man. She was in a tight spot with this guy. And I used to give her words of wisdom anytime I would pass the Geek Squad. I would give her some words of wisdom to try to help her on her day. And I don't know how my name came up. I don't know. I truly don't. I know sometimes with these stories, it sounds like I'm just playing victim, but I'm really not. At this point in our relationship, I don't know how my name came up. It was early. I had really just met her, and I was any more or less cool with her than the other guys who worked there. But he chose me. That boy chose me. He came up there with her one day, holding her hand, walked her through the computer section. She ain't even working the computer section. She's over there at the Geek Squad, right? Walked her through it, looked at me, and came over and introduced himself to me. And he wasn't the nicest, so neither was I. And yeah, it was a thing. And I asked her, like, what was that about? I don't remember how she said it, but she said it like, I might have laughed one too many times at your jokes or something like that. I guess I was the jokester. She was going home saying I was funny.
Oh, and he ain't like that.
No, he ain't like that. Not one bit. So, I mean, and it wasn't like, I wasn't mad at her. Like your man actually approached me while I was working. This wasn't even like
outside.
This wasn't even outside. I was full uniform. Like, damn. But yeah, I almost hit my man in the head with one of them Best Buy computers.
Because you worked in the computer section, right?
Yes. That boy was going to leave for a computer he didn't pay for.
Oh, my God.
A lot of hard drives right on that ass, on top of that ass, boy. You about to get every gigabyte. But, so, yeah, when I downloaded that information, I wasn't mad at her, is what I'm saying. And by the time I had processed those situations, I wasn't mad at her. I didn't take it as if it was her fault. And I'm saying this to say, at that time, she said some stuff, man. She said some things about me that were completely untrue. And there's details to it. You think I should save them for Patreon or go into it next week?
Patreon.
Okay. I'll save the details of what she did on Patreon. But I'll say this. The word got around, and this caught me way off guard. I got a phone call one day and was like, yo, this is being said about you. And I was like, here we go again. What the hell? Like, how do I keep finding myself in these situations? This is what makes me want to be nice to nobody, no one. And of course, thank God I have receipts. That's the only thing that has saved me. That's why these people in these Instagram comments, they don't ever know about the receipts parts because they don't listen to the podcast. But I always got the receipts. Like I've walked out of enough Walmarts as a black man to know that homie by the door is gonna look at my receipt a little extra. You know what I mean?
Walmart, BJ's.
All of that. Yeah, like I know to keep the receipt. So pull your little highlight out. You know what I mean? And give me the little check so I could go on about my business. I keep a receipt. So when she came with this, I was like, oh, nah, there's other ways to handle you just not wanting to work with me anymore. This is the way you chose? You're going this far? You're going to try to not only get me outside of the job, but outside of my character. Got it. So I came with receipts. And I was given an option. You want to pursue this or you want to let it go? I said, I want to pursue it. Let's dance. Let's dance. I got everything you could possibly think of to prove that that's not the way this was going. And I'll go into the details on Patreon. But I was right. It wasn't pursued. All of a sudden, things were dropped, but not before the word was already around. The word had already spread. In fact, I'll never forget the moment that I said, the same person that warned me about the situation, no, matter of fact, that's a lie. He didn't warn me. The person that should have warned me about the situation did not warn me, didn't say anything to me at all. And I think that was because they were on the side of I was wrong at first, because these allegations weren't nice. And so then when I came back saying, hey, okay, but I can prove this, and this, then I heard from that person saying, oh, well, yeah, you know, the story got twisted. Everything is going to be dropped. No one knows. It's a strike, but it's only there if something else happens. So you'll be fine.
That's insane.
Huh?
Because what?
What? And then now this just goes away? That's it? She going about her life like nothing happened? I'm showing you that she's lied. Like it's proof. It's right here. And what do you mean it's still a strike? Like how? Against who? It's against the wrong person. That's why it's relatable to me. I hate this. The Tigger situation is a trigger situation. And I've been there, man. I've experienced it. I've seen this. You were trying to tell a different story. If those videos don't come out, we got to think about that. What if we never see the video? That helped him a lot. That's where the comments started really changing. People are like, oh, well, hold up. That's a receipt.
Right.
That's a receipt. We're talking about 30 years of doing the right thing, of only being known for doing the right thing. And then here comes one person who, for whatever reason, wants to step on everything that you have built.
Because you did something that they didn't like. So they're going to try and destroy you any way possible.
Or because you have something they want, right? Because you're in their way, because you don't do things the way they want it to be done. Whatever these reasons are.
They just want to control the situation.
And they will just lie. They will just completely lie and lose no sleep. Not one receipt in sight. Can't prove a damn thing they saying. It's all based off of emotion and their memory that ain't never been that good to begin with. But they will try. You know?
Yep.
The elephant in the room is the fact that these people don't have the memory of an elephant. They be lying. And then you forgot your lies. Now you looking crazy. You out here trying to ruin my career. Where's your child? Where is your child? Why? You know what I mean? Like, don't ever try to ruin my life when you don't know where your child is.
That's insane.
I remember them commercials when I was a kid and they used to say it was 10 o'clock at night. Do you know where your children are? She had to answer no.
Oh, my God.
I used to always think, who watches this commercial and goes, you know what? Right? I don't actually. It was her. What? For real, man, we got to start telling the truth in here. You know how many people have wanted to just take their child somewhere and just leave and don't know nothing about it ever again, but you can't. You don't do that. Okay? We're talking about goodness.
Goodness.
You don't just leave your child. It's just certain things you don't do. People out here doing it. Okay? Shout out to the pilot.
What did the pilot do?
The pilot passed away, unfortunately. There was a pilot who jumped off the plane
Oh, my God.
and left the student pilot to land the plane on her own. It's a true story.
That's scary.
He jumped off and gave her the hardest quiz she was going to ever have in her life. You talking about a pop quiz? You ain't never seen a pop quiz like this. My man just said, I'm done. And I don't want to make light of his life. God bless him. God rest his soul. But in my time, I have certainly sat next to a woman who has made me want to do this. But I didn't do it. Is my point. I didn't do it, okay?
Oh, my God.
I've what? You've never had the thought?
No, I haven't.
Y'all never looked at your partner while y'all was on a flight?
No.
As you were going over the water? Because you like, yo, I might make it. If I'm going to do it, now's the time.
Not at all.
Right at the point when you go into one of those islands where they land on the beach, shout out to St. Martin. It's only a 20-foot jump right there. If you time it right, if you time it right, you come right out on the beach. You never see her again.
Don't try that at home.
All right, forget it. So in closing, the moment is simply this. You can't stop people from talking about your name. You can only keep living in a way that gives the truth time to catch up. Your reputation can take years to build and minutes to question. And I just want people to be aware of that because, like I said, the Tigger situation is a trigger situation because to me, it's just so unfair. And I get it. That's just life, right? It's all of these years of trying to do the right thing. And then one bad decision, hanging around one wrong person, it can undo so many years of good, so many years of kindness. And a lot of the time, it's the people that you help the most that hurt you the most. And every once in a while, I think we should be reminded of that when we see stories such as these. And we should remember to try to pin people's reputations to the years that they have put in as opposed to the rumors that you may hear getting put out.
Watch your surroundings. What is that? See, what's that saying that they say on the train? See something.
Say something.
Say something.
Yeah.
And always be aware. And like you said, it's unfortunate, but most of the time you shouldn't be in a room alone with someone else. There should probably always be a third party.
Yeah, man. Record everything. Document, y'all. You don't realize how important it is until you need it. It's one of those things where you don't want to not have it at the time that you need it. It's like a gun. And shout out to the producer because only a woman from New York City can come up with a MTA subway quote to bring everything home. If you see something, say something, says the producer right here on In the Moment.
Gotta take public transportation.
Shout out. Yeah, we started with Jay-Z and we ended with MTA subway. I'm telling you, no one pods like this, right? We brought it right back home, just like we were doing on my tour. We brought it right back home. Shout out to New York City. Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to the knees and the backs of everybody who had to wait in them lines last night. Shout out to anybody dealing with anything, struggling with something. Shout out to anybody building a reputation. Remember, do not let one person, one moment, one thing ruin something that you have taken years to build. It's important, especially if they weren't with you shooting in the gym. Sometimes you have to remember that people will not always have your best interest at hand, no matter how much kindness and goodness you show them. It is important to remember that. I want to go a little deeper into the details of what happened with this situation on Patreon. Next week, I actually want, there's somewhat of a part 2 to this story because there's a person who I knew some, I want to tell y'all, man, I knew some stuff about this person. I knew that they were violating their partner. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. I saw it with my own eyes. Got to the point where their partner was reaching out to me to figure out what was going on, and I held it down. I stayed solid. And that same person was very aware of the story I told y'all where the co-host lied on me and knew and didn't hold it down for me. Tried to use that information to harm me. I will go into that next week. Also, I have a friend who I told y'all this last week as a preview. I have a friend, 15 years. He's been looking for somebody who blew up his car. And now he has found this person. He knows exactly where this person is after 15 years. I will tell y'all what he decided to do. One more thing before we go. We did make a decision on which friend to take to the concert. And I'm only telling this before we get out of here. But I got to say this because I know I left y'all with this cliffhanger last week. I decided to take 2 colleagues and 2 friends. Now, the business colleague that I took, shout out to you. Great time, amazing time. My friend that I took, shout out to you also. I love this friend. I want to make this very clear. I am not insulting this friend. Okay? I love this friend. I do. I'm only telling this because I want y'all to be a certain kind of friend because it's levels to friends. Every time I go to these concerts, right? Shout out to Akeisha. Shout out to Live Nation. I had a great time at the concert. That to-go drink that I took, though, snuck up on my ass. I'm surprised I didn't end up so sick after the Neo concert, for real. Because I was lit at the concert, but I did make it home safely, thank God. Now, this is the thing, though. We have friends that we take to the concert. There's one set of friends that I would say behaves a little differently than the other set of friends. That's all I'm saying. Love them both. Different things. There's one set of friends who, when I invite them, they pick me up. They got the Bob Marley playing in the truck. Somebody get it. The Bob Marley come with you to the concert. They buy you a drink. They drop you off, make sure you get home safe, all because you thought about them when it came to this experience. And everybody knows how important a date night is when you've been married a long time, when you've been together with somebody. A free date night at the concert, and this is from a person who go to concerts all the time. I'm going to make it memorable. Some of y'all have friends, you invite them to the concert, you invite them to the game, all they do is show up. Don't be that friend, is all I'm saying. If somebody invites you somewhere, like to a concert, to a game, buying them a drink is mandatory and it's minimal effort.
Bare minimum.
It's the bare minimum. Then I got the other set of friends. I even told, this is why people don't like me, y'all. If y'all really want to know why people don't like me, this is why. I am entirely too transparent. I went to this friend. I said, hey, friend.
Not hey, friend.
I got another set of friends that sometimes they go. And I like when they go more than I like when you go.
I just spit my coffee.
I love you, but hey, listen, when I invite them, they pick us up. They drop us off. They treat us to a night. Like, you don't treat me like he treat me. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you don't treat me like I'm special. You don't hold it down like that. You don't make me feel like that. You know what I mean? And she said, oh, okay, cool. No. I think, we got it. We gonna go. Now, I thought we had just had
an understanding.
Right. I thought
I'll take the tickets. I got you.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? If I'm subbing you in for my other friends, you have to do what they do in order to get these tickets. I'm going with them.
Do they though?
Yo, soon as the day of the show come, here go my friends. Yo, we coming from somewhere else. We gonna be late. You trying to meet us there, or what you trying to do? I said, we already knew this was gonna happen. We'll meet you there. Don't worry about it. We got there. There wasn't one drink purchase for me. And they got there late. And then when we were leaving, I said, yo, we out. And they was like, all right, y'all have a good night. What you mean have a good night? You already got out of the first half of the deal. Now you trying to get out of the second half too? You already didn't bring us. What you mean have a good night? So at first I left. Then I came back because I was mad, y'all. I was like, nah, hold on, nah, we getting the ride home. Nah, I'm too lit for this, right? Then they came out. They was like, well, we trying to leave early anyway. So we ended up leaving. Then we got into the parking lot and she said, did y'all get the Uber or y'all still want me to take y'all? I said, all right. This is why you got to choose your friends carefully. I love y'all, okay?
Yeah.
Choose your friends carefully is all I'm saying. I love all my friends. This is not to compare. Everybody is amazing. I love everyone. Thank y'all for being here another week. Shout out to y'all for riding with me all the way to 302. Here's the 303. Next week, bitches.
See you at City Winery July 25th. And the AC works now.
Them claps was trash, too. That was a trash clap. If only you knew. Look, I learned tomorrow ain't gon' definitely come. And when times get hard, they gon' definitely run. I got love for Hov, we both reppin' where he from. But I got 99 problems and she definitely won. Hit me. They ain't gon' always ride, they gon' pick when they do. Me, I always been the type that's gon' stick with they crew. I know women who still love me, yet they stick with they boo. And old friends who pockets ugly, they gon' pick when they sue. Cause it couldn't have been deeper. I miss when principles was used for you to choose if she was used or a keeper. I know it gotta eat you to hear this real shit steady coming through your speaker while your shit is getting cheaper. When church is the arena, let's see where they seat you. With all that bullshit at the pulpit as a preacher. If I could only spill the things they made me feel. Moving inside a room is the only thing ever real. And they gon' have to live with everything they conceal. It become a sick world when you ain't taking the pill. Watching the others swallow, cause inside they hollow. Show a little bravado, issue they block and unfollow. How could I never smell this? You ain't one of the fellas. Really just overzealous to hide the fact that they jealous. Fake when they see you act like they wanna win. They hate you when you real, they love you when you pretend. I lost friends because of success and thought that's better than the opposite, so fuck it, I'm blessed. But deep inside it's fucking a mess.